I'd like to talk about the death benefits that are available in the Pennsylvania Workers' Compensation Act. So often when someone is injured, they're going to be entitled to wage loss benefits, medical benefits, etc. But if a terrible traumatic injury results in death of an employee, their dependents, their loved ones, may be entitled to benefits. So, first of all, let's talk about who's entitled to these benefits. Obviously, if you're a surviving spouse, you're legally married at the time of the death of the worker, you are entitled to benefits. If you have minor children, then the benefit amount increases. If there's no children, you may get about 50% of what your spouse made. But if there are 2 children, you could get as much as 2/3. And those benefits, theoretically, for a spouse, go on indefinitely. The only time they stop for the spouse is when that individual gets remarried. Or, and there's another instance that I'll get into in a minute, but when you get remarried, you get what's called a dowry. And the insurance company then has to pay you 2 years of those benefits. Then they're done. The other way they can stop those benefits to a spouse is if you're involved in what's called a meretricious relationship. This is basically cohabiting with a person of the other sex in a sort of a marriage, but not ever formally consecrated. So those are the 2 ways the spouse could lose it. Now, the children are entitled to these benefits up until the age of 18, unless they go to college. And if they go to an accredited college, they can get these benefits until age 23. Now, those benefits all come together to the surviving spouse, unless those children live with someone else. Then it's going to go directly to their guardian. So, there's a lot of different ways that we find death benefits can be awarded. The first and most obvious is a traumatic, fall or crash or something that causes the worker's death immediately. That much is obvious, but there are other ways these benefits have been awarded, including things like heart attack, stroke, and things like that. There's even been a case where a suicide was found to be related because of the terrible chronic pain that the individual was in. The other thing to be aware of is if your spouse dies and they start paying you these benefits voluntarily, that's fine. But you should certainly consult an attorney because you may need to make some choices about whether you want to settle these benefits. Insurance companies are certainly willing to do that by paying you a large lump sum of money to close the case forever.